Yes, my friends, you're welcome back again. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the melodic and harmonic intervals. Melodic and harmonic intervals. Just sit there, relax, get your book, get your paper, and make sure you write notes for the things I'm going to discuss. So today I'm just going to talk briefly about melodic and harmonic intervals. Melodic and harmonic intervals, and you can see that I'm trying to put down here melodic and harmonic intervals. Melodic and harmonic intervals. Seconds and thirds. Okay, so what are intervals? Intervals, these are distances between 2 points. For example, if you're talking about the note C and note E, so what's the distance between C and E? So whenever someone talks about interval, I want you to just think about the distance between 2 points. Okay, if you're at point A and you're going to point C, so the distance between the 2 points, that's what we refer to as interval. Interval. So today I'm just going to talk to you about seconds and thirds interval on the piano. Important you know this as a musician, as a keyboard player who's learning, as a singer. So I've said the distance between two notes is called an interval. Between 2 points, you just call it interval. E from C to E, that is an interval of a third. Melodic intervals consist of notes played one at a time. Melodic intervals consist of notes played once at a time. Harmonic intervals consist of notes played simultaneously to form harmony. So I want you to know that we have two types of intervals. The first one is the melodic interval. The melodic interval, that one you do when you're singing. Go. So those are intervals. You're singing one note at a time, or solfa, like you're doing solfas. So the distance between two notes is called interval. Melodic intervals consist of notes. Now, in this case, we are playing the piano played one at a time, or you're singing sung one at a time. Harmonic intervals consist of notes played simultaneously to form harmony. So we have the second type of interval is the harmony. What is an harmony? Harmony is the same word as chord. Whenever you hear the word harmony meaning putting more than one note together, combining. In singing, we have harmonies as like we have voice 1, voice 2, voice 3. Like we have soprano, we have alto, we have tenor, we have bass. So those are harmonies. So whenever we say harmony, it means we are going to put all these voices to sound together at once. So likewise, also when we are playing keyboard, we do harmonies. Another word for harmonies is the common word for harmonies for us as players is the chord. Chords are harmonies. Okay. So whenever we play chords, we play simultaneously. A chord is these are two or more notes sounded, played simultaneously at the same time, played together to bring out sound. And this sound is what we call harmony. And the harmony is the same thing as chord. So we have two types of intervals. We have that harmonic intervals where you play more than two notes at the same time. And then we have the melodic interval where you play single notes. So I'll permit me to say that whenever we are playing keyboard, because right hand plays melody and the left hand always plays chords. So the right hand normally is doing the harmonic and the melodic interval kind of thing. You're playing melody. When you're playing a song, you're playing a melody. If you're playing a song like "For you are great, you do miracles so great," so you play the melody of the song. You're playing melodic interval at that time, and then you're playing the harmonies with your left hand, and you're trying to harmonize the melody. Okay, so that is interval. So my diagram here, I've tried to put to indicate, to illustrate it down here. So as you can see, this is my keyboard. We move from C to D. This is called a second. From C to D. From C to D. And always, I want you to know that on the keyboard, neighbor white keys are a second apart. Neighbor white keys are a second apart. If you see, C is a neighbor to D, and C and D are a second apart. So what the kind of interval between C and D, we call it a second apart. So if you come to F, F to G is also a second apart, neighbor white notes. Then C to E will be a third apart. A third always keeps one white. A third always keeps a note between. Now I'm still dealing with only the white. I'm dealing with the key C. So from C to E, a third will skip one white note. Then G to B is also a third interval. So we are skipping one white note, which is A. Okay. So it is also important to know intervals, because when we are singing, you're singing interval. A singer, you're ad-libbing, you're doing things in intervals. You sing, you can, if a melody begins from let's say the 1 and it's going to the 3rd, so you're singing an interval of a third. Let's say your note is on C, you're singing C, and then the next note is on an E. So the interval you're singing in is a third interval, okay, of that melody you're doing. So just basically, I want you to understand, when we talk about melodic and harmonic interval, a melodic interval, this is where we play one note at a time, only that, where we play one note at a time. Then harmonic interval, this is where we play simultaneous notes, more than 2 notes at a time. So those are the only 2 differences, and those are the 2 types of intervals. Okay, so let's go to the keyboard and I see how to show you these intervals live on the keyboard as I try to play a tune. Yeah, like I said, we are talking about melodic and harmonic intervals, seconds and thirds. So I want to go ahead and show us on the keyboard so that you can get a feel of it. You see how it looks in real time of playing. So melodic and harmonic intervals, I've said. Melodic, this is where you play one note at a time to form a tune or melody. Then harmonic, I said, this is interval that consists of notes played simultaneously to form harmony or chord. And I said harmony, this is where you combine different notes together. If you're singing and you have a choir, you combine tenor, alto, and soprano to form harmony. So when we are playing keyboard, we combine also these notes to form a chord. Okay, on the keyboard, neighbor white notes are a second apart. So we are talking about the keys. We are right now in key C. So neighbor white notes are a second apart. So this is my C, this is my D, this is my E, this is F, this is G, A, B. So from C to D, this is a second apart, so this is my second. Intervallically, in the ways, well, as we talking about intervals, interval way, this is my second, a second interval, a second apart. That is my interval from C to D. Then let's move to F. F to G is also a second apart. F to G is also a second apart. F to G is a second apart. Then let's see C. If I say C and E, this will be a third apart, a third. Where is it coming from? When you hold key C down and then you hold E and then you count from C to E, it's a third apart. 1, 2, 3. Major third apart. It's a major third apart. So that is my third. Okay? My third. So I'm talking about second interval first and then third interval. Okay. So this is my second, this is my third. So if I'm to continue to the fourth, this is my fourth interval, F, then G will be my perfect fifth, then A will be my major sixth interval, then C to B will be my major seven interval, then back to C, octave. Okay. So, and also there's something here I want you to know. When you're dealing with staff notation, on the staff, a third is written from a line to the next line. Melodic, in a melodic interval way, a third up from C is E, and they're showing you the arrow that up a third. So from ledger line to the first line, which is E. Then harmonic interval, this is how it will appear in staff notation on the staff. Same also on the staff for a second interval. A second is written from a line to the next space, from a line to the next space. We are dealing with C, so our D is always on the space after the ledger line, which is C, the middle C. Then harmonically, the same notes will appear like this, harmonically. Okay? Harmonically. Then here they're saying, or a second is written from a space to the next line. It can be either way, from G to F. This is a second. Now this is moving in a descending way, in a descending manner, in a descending way. This is F, G to F, moving backward like this. G to F, G to F. Then harmonically, C and D are played like this at the same time. Okay. So let me go ahead and play a tune called Interval Etude. And as you can see, Interval Etude, this is our staff notation. We have the treble clef, and the music is in 4/4 time. And we have our first harmonic interval. We have C and D. This is the second. Then there's a rest for a quarter rest. Then we have C and E, third interval. Then we have a rest. Then this repeats again. Then it repeats. Then we have melodic interval. then harmonic interval, like that. So let me go ahead and play this piece of music, and you hear the way it will sound. It's called interval etude. Okay, I begin. So now this is also showing us how the rest sign affect the music. So I play the first C, D, and then I rest. C, D, and rest, 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 rest. Then left hand, then left hand, rest. There's a rest, rest, rest. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me repeat. Rest, 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 rest. Then 1, 2, 3, and rest. So you see that we have C, D on the right hand as harmony. That's the second interval. So the music starts off with the second interval, then it goes to the third interval, second, third, then now melodic interval, C, E, D, E, C, then rest, then C, then rest, then left hand, F, G, D, E, then 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you've seen that. So this is sight reading. So this my way of teaching. This is how I teach you. I give you theory, not only theory. Some guys might be out there saying, we don't like theory, we don't like theory. But theory is also very important, because if you learn this theory, you get to master, you get to know what you're playing, you get to know the theory behind what you're playing, you get to understand the chords, how these chords are formed, what is melodic interval, what is harmonic interval. You get to know all those things. So that is how I teach. Just always get a pen and paper, take notes, and then you can send me in my comments. You can ask any question you want to ask, or if there's anything you want me to repeat, talk again about, I will go back and try to explain. My major goal here is to make sure you learn the keyboard, to make sure I give out what the Lord has given me, my gift of keyboard playing. I share my skills with you. You out there, you like the keyboard, you want to learn. So get a book, get a paper, invite friends. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and make sure you watch these videos to the end. That's the only way you can help me also, because I'm giving you all this free. These are the lessons I'm giving you free. You're not paying anything. So just do me a favor and subscribe to my channel, watch my videos from beginning to the end, and then share with the friends. Okay, God bless you so much. We'll see you again.